Hello, everyone. So, along with all the new toy news we got at Comic Con for Earthspark, we got our first official trailer for the series, as well as a few vital bits of information that make this sound like a really interesting Transformers cartoon. So, I want to go over it as much as I can here. I am going to try to play carefully. Because this is a Nickelodeon project, which means Paramount and Viacom are involved. Viacom is pretty notorious for DMCA's over any material there, so I'm going to keep this exceptionally limited. There's no video, there's no audio, there's no nothing like that. We're just going to be talking a few things with a couple of visual examples here and there. So forgive me if this gets reposted at any point. I think I should be okay, but just in case you're aware. But this is a fascinating show for a few reasons. Okay, so for starters, you're looking at the cast screen right now, and there's a ton of different talent here. A few names you know, and a few you probably don't. So I'm gonna go through the cast as quickly as I can here, just so you know like where everyone comes from. I think the big name on here is Alan Tudyk from Firefly, which is kind of a weird choice. It's a weird choice. It's not a huge name actor, but it's a recognizable name, especially to sci-fi fans. So it is a really interesting choice for Optimus Prime. I have been I have been of the opinion that it is time for us to have a brand new Optimus Prime, someone that kids today can see and grow up with and hope to see in future projects the way we hope to see Peter Cullen in future projects. You know, Peter's past 80 at this point. The man deserves to not be like dragged into every single Optimus Prime role at this point. And, you know, the franchise eventually will have to go without him. So it's high time we get some new Optimus Primes in here. We've gotten a few, you know, with the Machinima series, the Netflix series, but like they haven't hired like a name. You know, they haven't hired anyone with like acting credential to actually be like an Optimus Prime that could be, you know, in that role for years to come. I've got friends who've done official Optimus Primes. You know, part of me would hope that John Bailey gets that call someday to actually be Optimus Prime full time. But in the meantime, Alan Tudyk in the trailer actually sounds pretty good as Optimus Prime, especially for the tone they're going for in this series. I think he's actually a pretty good pick. It definitely tells me there's money going into the show. Let's put it that way. So he's known for other things. Alan Tudyk has popped up in Transformers before. He was in Dark of the Moon for a bit. He's also got roles in Raya and the Last Dragon and Kanto. He was K2SO in Rogue One. A little bit of Rick and Morty. He's a go-to voice actor for Green Arrow. So he's done a lot. He's done a lot of voice acting roles. So he knows how to play a cartoon character. Rory McCain, and I apologize if I get all these actor names wrong or mispronounce it. I don't follow actors and I don't watch any TV anymore. But our new Megatron has only done one voiceover thing in the past. What they are known for is being the Hound in Game of Thrones. This is a big dude. This is a really big dude, and I'm hoping like he brings like this good deep baritone to the Megatron role. Danny Pudi as Bumblebee. Again, I feel like I mispronounce every single one of these names. I'm terrible at this. But he is a veteran actor. He's best known for being in Community. And he's done several VA roles. The most notable one in recent years, he was Huey in the new DuckTales cartoon. So he's got credential to him. Sissy Jones is Elita 1. She is a pretty prolific video game actress. She's been in Horizon Zero Dawn, Spyro, Fallout 4, lots of bit roles in video games, but definitely has credential to her. Limited animation projects, you know, like a little bit in Naruto is probably the most notable series she was in. But right now she is playing Lilith in Owl House, and she does a fantastic job there. That alone tells me she's got plenty to actually be a primary character in a Transformers cartoon. Catherine Cavari is going to be Twitch Maldo, which is our orange drone transformer. And right away, I think it's fascinating that our new Transformers are not only identified as Terrans, not Autobot or Decepticon, but they've also taken the surname of the family that they are with. That alone is an interesting twist as Transformers who see themselves as part of a human family. I'm kind of intrigued at this. So, she has played Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel, since 2016. She is the go-to voice for any video game or animation project that features her. So she's got a lot of history being a heroic character. And she's also Patricia on HBO's Insecure, if anyone followed that series. It's one of her more prominent roles. But again, she's got voice acting chops. That's the important thing here. Zeno Robinson is Thrash Maldo, our other new Transformer. And he's got plenty of good roles, plenty of good character names to him. He is Go in Pokemon Journeys right now, so like Ash's like travel companion that's literally trying to catch them all. For the first time in the cartoon's history, someone traveling in that show is trying to catch them all. And I like Go only for the fact that he made a big deal over getting a Scyther and actually used Scyther for a while. But he's also Tai in the new Digimon Adventures dub. He's been in Black Clover, Demon Slayer, Young Justice. Like, he's done some really good work. Right now, he's Hunter in Owl House and does a fantastic job there. I think he's going to bring a lot to the character. I think he's going to do a lot for Thrash. I mean, if what he's done with Hunter in the Owl House is indication, yeah, Thrash is going to be a cool character. All right, Diedrich Bader as Mandroid. Now, this guy I know from the Drew Carey show, like the old sitcom, but I had no idea he had become such a prolific voice actor since then. He is Batman, aka Bruce Wayne, in Batman Brave and the Bold, and in the current Harley Quinn series. Anytime you're taking a Batman role and you are not Kevin Conroy, you gotta be on point, you gotta be good at what you do. And for those shows, yeah, he plays a good Batman. So credit to him. I had no idea. I had no idea the guy from the Drew Carey show was actually Batman now. It's so weird. I love voice acting that way. For Transformer fans, he was Jules Verne in Rescue Bots, so he's not unfamiliar to the franchise. He's also been in the 2012 Ninja Turtle series, Gravity Falls, Ben 10. He was Zeta in Batman Beyond, which means he was the star of the Zeta Project. He's recently in Amphibia. Great list of voice cast for him. I had no idea he did so much. All right, human characters. Robbie Malto, Sydney Michaela. So she was Wolf on Kippo and the Age of the Wonder Beast. So again, we've got really good previous shows going into this. She was also on Loud House, School of Rock, also multiple Daytime Emmy and Young Artist Award nominations. She's got a lot of talent to her. She should be bringing something good to that role. Beyond that, we've got a few that really don't have too much to their acting credentials, at least as far as voiceover work goes. Zion Broadnax, which sounds like my next D&D character. She is playing Mo Malto, the girl in this. She is a child actress. Quite a few credits, but nothing major to her name. All right, so this is going to be like one of her first prominent roles in anything. Benny Latham is Dot Malto, the mother. She's a pretty fresh actress. This is only her second voiceover role. Also, only the second voiceover role for the father, John Briones, who is going to be Alex Malto. He's a musical theater actor. And musical theater actors make pretty good voiceover talent. So I'm not too concerned about that. But yeah, great lists here. Like, already, like, we've seen previous series, we've seen recent Transformer cartoons use mostly unknown voice actors. We've seen them use non-union voice actors. So to pull this kind of talent pool, is a pretty big deal. We have not, I don't think we've pulled this kind of talent for a series since Prime. And there is a lot about Earthspark and how the trailer came about and like the quality that it looks like that I haven't seen since Transformers Prime. So it's actually pretty refreshing. So I'm going to pull up still shots. I'm not using any footage or audio, Viacom. Calm down. And we're just going to take a look at a little bit here. So for starters, the actual storyline here, and this is the fascinating thing. So I've been on record in the past of saying like I don't really like all these new Transformers stories that are taking place before the Great War really began, because that part of the story doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how it came to be. You know how it's going to go down. Autobot versus Decepticon, Megatron versus Optimus. They come to Earth, etc., etc. You know all that. We don't need to. We don't need all the early stuff because we basically know what happens based on who's still around. This goes the opposite direction that I hadn't even thought of, which is interesting. So Twitch and Thrash are characters who are born on Earth. They are Transformers that are born on Earth, and they're the first ones in this fictional universe who are. And it seems like they're spawned on Earth the same way they would be spawned on Cybertron, which is a really different take. What's really different, beyond all of this, because we touched on that a little bit in Beast Wars and a little bit in Animated, but this goes hard into the concept. What I like even better, this takes place after the war. So this is a different continuity where the war has already finished. There's no like Unicron, Rodimus Prime, and all that. It's just a continuity where apparently the Autobots have already won, or at the very least, the Autobots and Decepticons have come to a stalemate and they've declared a truce or something. As best as I can figure, that is what's going on here. We don't have that part of the storyline yet. But it's an interesting, different direction. Now, obviously, the trailer features a lot of Autobots fighting Decepticons, so clearly there's still some animosity. But it is specifically implied that it's done. There is no more like full-on war between Autobot and Decepticon. So where the conflict is coming from is interesting to me. And there's going to be a little thing that I'm going to touch on here once we get into the other shots. So we look through. So we have a Megatron who is very much the silhouette is specifically stated that the shape and the silhouette, the design of this Megatron is supposed to invoke how he looked at the end of IDW 1.0, which is a Megatron design I do really like. It doesn't surprise me with who's in charge of the show, and I do think that might indicate a little bit of where this direction is going. I don't think we got a peaceful Megatron here. I don't think we got an Autobot Megatron, but we definitely have something different. And that this encounter here, aside from a few overturned cars, seems completely amicable. Elita 1 and Optimus didn't start shooting on sight, nor did Megatron. So I'm kind of curious exactly what is going on here. Let's see, what else did I grab? So this is the spawning point itself. Our human kid protagonists, they are bonded to Thrash and Twitch with these little gloves that basically spread onto them from this little gem you see in the center. This pool of whatever it is, I don't think it's water. I don't think it's water. Yeah, I think it's raw Cybertronian material, and whatever is in the center is something akin to an Allspark fragment. We don't know. I will say it looks nothing like any MacGuffin we've seen in Transformers prior to this, which makes me think they are going in a very different direction and aren't repeating the same story beats that we've gotten for the last 15 odd years, which is a great thing to have. So Twitch and Thrash in their protoform state. We're apparently going to get that for a little bit. Some of the other shots from the trailer had, like we've seen the shot where Twitch gains her alt mode to like as a quick little like escape, save herself from falling thing. I think Thrash takes a little bit longer because I've seen more of him in proto mode. But yeah, this is them first waking up. We have Mandroid, what look like Scraplets, but apparently they are going by a different name in this series. They're not actually Scraplets here. It's going to be interesting. We have not seen a human antagonist in Transformers since animated. I'm really curious how he is going to pose a threat to Autobots. And it's something to note here. Another part of the story that I like is that here we have a post-war Autobot and Decepticon thing going on, but in that, Optimus Prime is something of a celebrity. They aren't robots in disguise. They are kind of akin to how they were in the G1 cartoon. The world is aware, and they know that Optimus Prime's a good guy. So it's not like the movies where it's like everyone hates every robot. We don't have that thing going here. Optimus seems to be known by other characters, is known by the characters' moms. The kids know what Transformers are. And there doesn't seem to be a military presence. I hate military presence in Transformers because nothing takes away from the heroism quite like the government going, hey, I'm watching. I'm watching you. I'm watching. I got guns on you. I'm watching you. You don't know where the gun is, but I got a gun on you. I'm watching you. I'm watching. Don't betray us. Don't betray us. Don't try to take over our planet. Don't do it. I hate that. I hate that element. Like even like in Prime, we had Fowler, who's a government agent, but even that is like a little bit. Even that was like a little bit too Big Brother, a little bit too like I'm watching you. I'm watching you. I like that there's no element of that here. None. It is very much like a more laid back story, kind of akin to the G1 cartoon, where the Autobots are pretty much known to be the good guys. Good. That's that kind of story I enjoy in Transformers. We got something here that we got to talk about. So, Optimus Prime, as you can see on the shoulders, is wearing a unique emblem that we actually saw in the original look. And I talked about this before, that it does look odd. It kind of looks, the shape itself kind of looks like Movie Starscream's head for some reason, but I think that's more coincidental. Design-wise, I get more like Quintesson vibe out of it, which is a weird thing to do. Here's the interesting thing, and we gotta go back. You gotta go back to my browser for this. Let me take that down, and we will switch to this shot. Megatron wears the exact same emblem, though where Optimus has a small Autobot symbol stamped in, Megatron now wears a Decepticon symbol there. Now I'm super curious. Elita 1 also wears this, but you know who doesn't? The Skywarp toy we saw does not wear it. Bumblebee does not wear it. So I'm almost wondering if this is like an alliance leadership sigil that only the leaders of the factions carry. I'm wondering if this is some like overarching rule over both factions. It just says the war is over. It doesn't necessarily mean the Autobots won. Like both sides, for all we know, are now like under one other like faction that beat both of them. We don't know. We have no idea which way the story went here. All we know is it's post-war. So now that Megatron wears the same symbol that Optimus wears, I am super curious what's going on. I am super curious about this. Yeah, it's definitely a different take. Something different is going on here, and I like it. I like it a lot. Moving on, just a couple little shots to finish this off. We're definitely getting a lot more throwback characters than we expected. A very round version of Bombshell made an appearance in the trailer, as did Swindle. Wherever Derek is right now, I hope he is smiling at a VTOL Megatron and a Swindle being in the new series, along with human villains returning. I get animated vibes from this. I get the tone of Transformers animated with the polish of Transformers Prime. And I feel like that's going to be a really, really nice middle ground between the two. I have got really high hopes for this. It looks like an exciting project. I am very happy with what's gone out. Someone said that in the trailer they saw something that looked like Snowcat. I don't think this is the kind of show to go too deep into obscure characters. I get the feeling it's more just a generic that's like passingly similar to Snowcat. I don't think it's going to be like the exact. I don't think it's like an actual Snowcat though. But that is my thoughts for Earthspark right now. I'm super excited for this. I had reservations when I first heard that it was going to be like a comedy centric series, and I had reservations when I heard like who's involved, but I actually really like where this is going. And I really like what I've seen out of the trailer and what they are doing. So let me know in the comments below if you're excited, if you're looking forward to it, and I will see you next time. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.